Good evening, everybody. It is a Friday. I have not been around in a little while. I apologize for that. It's been a busy few weeks here. I like to do these Friday night casts. Usually I have a good couple of lineups here. How's everybody doing? You all good? You all have a good week? Tonight we have Pantheon and Animal House, number 2 and 3. Animal House is actually in number 2 in the ladder right now. That leaves Pantheon, of course, at number 3. And no surprise here, it's going to be some good matchups and good fights tonight. We are starting out on the one large map that is remaining in the ban pool, or the map pool here, as the bans are going to be played here. We're not going to Subway and Arctic for Pantheon, nor are we doing Downfall and Snow Peak. So guess what? We're going to Abandoned. So, yeah. And I'm looking at it here right now. We're starting out on the quick spawn in the southeast here. So we're going to start off with some intense fighting as it already stands. We're still waiting on a couple from the team, so we are gonna go into some stats here for the time being. Starting out on Pantheon, Abandoned was played 7 times, won 5 times, so 71% win rate. They have a 59% round win rate with 22 won over 37 played. So pretty good odds overall there. Looks like Snow Peak was kind of, they're 50-50-ish on both those stats there, and Downfall, they're 60-50 on those as well. So not overly great there. I'm guessing Animal House, well, I haven't kept track of their stats in particular. They don't like playing the larger maps for a good reason. Abandoned, they're actually 75% win rate. Played it 4 times, won it 3 times. And 70% round win rate. I'm a little intrigued by this choice. Gotta admit. Why go to Abandoned when it is a strong map for your opponent as well? But we'll see how tonight goes for them. And then Arctic, looks like Animal House is good on that one. They got an 80% win rate, so that was probably a strength ban. And Subway, Animal House is holding it at 67. Let's see, Pantheon, Subway. They've banned it the entire season. They played it 1 time and they've won it once. So they quite clearly don't like that map. After how long it's been played, for the last few seasons, I'm okay not going there. I'm still not ready to cast Subway as often as it was in the past. Just waiting on one more from Animal House here, so we should be starting up momentarily. Starting off the stream here with a whopping 4 viewers. So welcome to the 4 viewers who have come in. I'm sure we're going to get some more piling in here shortly. And while we are waiting, going to do a quick sponsorship shout out here. Downpour Interactive, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Asterion, VRWare, Arma, and of course the VRML, and our Patreon sponsors. If you haven't heard, I've mentioned it a handful of times, patreon.com/VRML. They have a couple of tiers there for you to contribute in a longer term stance. There's also the donation page on the website. Those donations do help with the infrastructure and the prize pools. So, as we saw in the announcement earlier today, if you feel so inclined, those are 2 ways to directly help the league entirety, not just the top few teams there, because we do have the Challengers Cup coming on in a couple of weeks for each of the divisions. So anybody's game for that particular slot still. But we are still waiting on the one. I'm interested to see what this first quick spawn is going to be like here, in particular because Animal House is going to be defending it, and from past casts, I know they like to take things a little bit wild and crazy on the smaller maps, but they kind of sit down and lock it down for the larger ones. So I'm wondering what their play is going to be here. Probably sending a flanker all the way out into the west side. Coming around from the beach shore would probably be a good idea. Maybe sending somebody way out in the northeast just to try to throw off a little bit of a game on Pantheon's assault in. That'd probably be another good idea there too. But we are for sure going to see somebody coming out to charge head on to the south to ensure that they can disrupt any sort of efforts there as quickly as possible. Looks like we got a final roster for Pantheon of Freak, Jester, Absent-Minded Prof, Jeremiah, Duel, and on Animal House side, Pants, Wicked Hex, Lipinski, Daniel, and Mobster. Handful of the usual players there out of the main roster that they have. And since we are likely going to be seeing some of the smaller maps or mid-range maps, I believe Bazaar is one of the regularly played ones. I think we're going to go there tonight at some point. Let's see what Animal House is going to set up here. Daniel getting his dance and bounce game on, the PKM. Get that thing loaded up there, and we're gonna set this going. Lipinski checking the quick spawn. Same with Pants, going all the way out there to the south. They are pushing this area hard, but as you can see on the minimap, they don't have that spawn. They're going to quickly find out that they are wasting utility and time setting up here. Am I holding a very long angle out, try to see if anybody's going to come up this way after pushing the quick spawn. It looks like they might catch one in a second here, but Duel is holding a good approach angle as well. Save this spot here and come back to it in a minute. We're gonna take a quick peek all the way back here. We saw in Freaky just the wall edge there. Jester also now moving up here. Gonna look to go the opposite direction. One in the sniper tower. 3-story. Many like to call it as well, but they aren't looking the direction they need to be right now here. Animal House clearly knows that they're obviously not in the southeast, so they have to come from the north somewhere. Daniel is starting to poke out a little bit and might be able to catch Duel if they do choose to peek out the door again. You can see Lipinski all the way on the hillside as well. Kind of surprised at the lack of communication here, because we did hear them talking earlier. I don't think I got the game bug that it's been introduced a while ago, but there's a little bit of chatter. One's on the outside behind us, as was called out there, but we also got two in the front door. Daniel looking for Freak, two smoke coming in, charging around the corner with a PKM, and they do not connect with Freak. That's going to at least let the front door be a little bit more open. Mobster's gonna have to come back in and decide how they're going to hold this, particularly with all the smoke. Are they going to choose to go and charge the door? No, maybe hold back a little bit farther. And we got a lobby crash. So well, that's a way to start it off. It's going to be going up in a minute here, and we're going to have to go back to that uplink, so you're going to have to bear with us a little bit. Just getting in contact with teams, getting the formal ideas to what's going to happen here. Usually you keep reloading the lobbies until you get the right one, so sorry for the delay, and just have to bear with us a second here. Also means it's kind of unfortunate for the teams in the fact that they are gonna kind of know the approaches and perspectives that each other favor, and they're going to choose for that particular uplink. Now they could get a different one, different spawn point in, but nonetheless, that still kind of gives you a 1 in 3 chance of receiving the same spawn point. Alright, almost got it looks like. Oh, and they forgot to enable casters, so we're gonna take another minute here. Alright, so while we're waiting here, are there any VR games? I guess even flat screen. Let's include flat screen here. What VR or flat screen games are you anticipating in the next coming months here? We have been out of the VR kind of mindset for a little while now, and I've seen a couple things that pop across my radar that I was interested in, but I'm still a little bit busier than I would like to be to hop back in to the VR ball game again. All right, they're still flipping through, trying to get the lobby after not including casters. So we're just going to go to an intermission here. because I'm seeing 3 or 4 lobbies going up and down. Trying to keep track of them all. So I'll talk to you in a minute. Let's try this again. Round one. Again. But it looks like they're gonna do the same sort of technique here for defense. We are starting out with Marsoc in the middle here. It looks like they are going to execute the same sort of plan. Let's hop on over to mid and see what they are going to be doing here in a second. Oh, I thought Freaky was going through the warehouse. So they're not. Getting a nice little peek through the pipes. Start off. Not gonna, since they're following the same plan, they're really not going to expose themselves early on. And it looks like Duel and Jeremiah are also following suit to where they were too. Lipinski, yeah, it was basically a replay. Just not an instant replay. It's a delayed replay. Kind of see that Lipinski might get nabbed here though, off in the distance.
Middle, one's pushing up mid right now.
And down goes Lipinski from, or down goes Absent-Minded Professor from Lipinski.
No, it was tower down.
Which was basically, like we said, same play earlier. So not sure why Lipinski saw the play there this time around, but Duel is getting closer and closer, but Daniel does ultimately go down because of Freaky coming out the door here. Seeing that laser coming right through, not a good sign, but the smokes are coming out. They are landing very nicely there. Nicely placed. Somebody's got a good baseball arm. Been practicing that there. Lipinski coming in the opposite side, as we can see Freaky starting to go all the way out and around. But, oh, Pants actually is holding all the way in the back still. And that's going to give Jeremiah an idea so where exactly Pants is sitting, with Animal House sitting down one player so far, and Pants is kind of going to have to pull back around in a longer fashion. You can see Mobster floating around in the second floor as well, but not going to peek out this window just yet.
In the building or is he
down goes Jeremiah, not looking for the window. Checking out, we see another around the corner here. Pants is going to be called out by Duel.
Front side of building, facing the north side building.
Here are the conversations going on. On the inside with the callouts, exactly where Duel was.
He's around the side.
Not watching their back though. Oh, and Duel wins that quick draw. Lipinski, are they gonna be able to get the tag here? You gonna get the refrag with this? No, maybe not. Duel is gonna stick on the opposite side of the rock wall there as Jester starts trying to get a little bit more inside. And now we're in a 3v1 with Mobster, the lone person guarding this. I don't think a cap is going to happen in the first round here. We can see just a quick little glimpse around the corner of the column. Mobster knew where they're coming in from, but they just were not ready at that point in time for him. Alright, so let's see how Animal House is going to attack it now that we've seen them defend it twice. Pantheon, they kind of know how Animal House is going to play it. I think in this particular case, they're going to be coming in all in the line, communicating and trying to find any sort of long-range angles. Saw a couple of people holding back in flanking positions Lipinski all the way in the west and on the hill, getting a good little glimpse into the 3-story and down into the center approach line, but also Pants, who was holding back in an unexpected location to cover the eastern side. So the two flankers, while in different kind of wing positions, were able to at least cover the approaches in from a longer distance perspective, which I think was a pretty key thing for getting in the front door here if you don't have that quick spawn. Let's see where we are. Yeah, we are all the way in the back again as well.
I'm here. I'm gonna run around this way. 5419, 59.
Watch it out.
Tool looking out for the quick spawn along with Absent-Minded Prof. They are not going to find that that conflict they're looking for. Ooh, we got a C4? Yeah, C4 still on the chest of Freak A. Nice little lay down kind of glimpse here to be able to maintain cover, but also get some early ears on any approaches. It's like Duel is going all the way on the eastern side here to try to cut off Pants. But Jester's also got a cross angle. You can kind of see that the distance here. Pretty sure Duel has heard these footsteps. Really just trying to bait out Pants, I think, at this rate. First shot's out. Going to grab Lipinski in the head with a nice long angle there.
Yeah, I fucking lasered that guy, Frank. You should watch that.
You're Freak A commenting on that and being a little impressed at the headshot there too. And there we go. There comes the quick peek from Duel, and down goes Pants. This is now a 3v5 with the attackers now starting to push out into the open a little bit more here. See Mobster trying to work their way in, kind of threading the needle on the angles, but Absent-Minded Prof is able to at least see and quickly shoot there. While the other two are really just kind of lagging behind. They're really holding back, just trying to make sure they don't get shot out in the open. But C1 is sitting all the way next to where Lipinski was shot from. It's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. I don't think this was a full 6 minutes based on how quick this feels. So they're going to have to keep an eye on the time and push in.
One oil.
Yeah, here's a call out for oil. We have to really start pushing in here in a second. We can see the one all the way back in the car in the BMP still. This is not a great location for that individual to be, especially with so little time remaining. Hex might actually be able to get an angle on Absent-Minded Prof here as well. Oh, and Mobster comes up from behind while we're paying attention to the front. Oh, and Duel runs out of ammo on Hex as they're open out in the open on the oil pipeline itself. This is not a great particular spot for Hex to be in still. At least getting past this building. Yeah, there we go. At least getting past the building gives you a little bit more of a where'd he go kind of a comment there. But now it's a 1v3. And Hex has only got 50 seconds remaining. question is, how do you approach this with 30 seconds remaining? There's the alarm clock going off, and a seat just grabbed them with a wonderful throw. A little bit out in the distance, but the explosion still is large enough to just take them out. Wonderful throw there. And Pantheon is leading this off with some great plays going on here. Flying all the way up into the north here now. They're on the helicopter. So conveniently cut in half. Let's take a quick look at that replay here. Oh, I did the wrong one, so let's replay that, because I should hit scoreboard replay instead of the gameplay replay. Been a little while since I've done replays, but that was a wonderful throw. Alright, so now the question that we have here is that Animal House doesn't have their building to kind of hide away and tuck into. So, where are they going to sit, and how are they going to play this with aggression?
Restarting my recording. It's already been going 35 minutes.
I thought I saw a C4, but I did not, apparently. Round number 3, here we go. One's going all the way out into the west. Now we're seeing a little bit more of a spread with opposite sides of the uplink, and then Pants is going to take in a bit more of a middle ground position to cover longer angle, it looks like. Yeah, they're really just going to sit here on this rock and I guess kind of start peeking or being a distraction to try to get some shots in their direction. We'll probably hear duel in a minute though. See what their angle looks like. Approaching in. Pants with a peek from, I guess they probably heard those footsteps. Being not too quiet overall. Now Jeremiah knows somebody's in the middle, but oh no! A TK! I think Jester might have just gotten a little bit antsy after those shots.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, they realize it, unfortunately. They're gonna have to push on now with a 3v5 here, while the rest of Animal House is just kind of tucked in and waiting. I don't think Pants is gonna get an angle here. They're gonna have to watch their back, obviously, for Hex here, because, and Daniel, this angle in particular, Daniel's heard it. A little bit of a shoulder peek, head peek there. Is Freaky gonna take the shot and grab it? They do indeed. M16 into the head. Taking a peek at Hex over here. He's been very patiently waiting. Looks like they're explicitly looking for the 3-story or the beach line here. You can hear they just snapped over this way. I don't think Jester's looking up. They do not. It's a 2v4 now. And Pants could have actually capitalized on Freak popping out. Obviously the laser comes in above head now, but And looking at the mini-map, we can see that Absent-Minded Prof was probably going to go that way and decided to turn right around and say, yeah, I think I'm good. We're not going to go that way. I think I saw that body over there. It means somebody else is hiding off in that direction. Let's pop over to their perspective. We got a sniper. At least a 4 times. Should say sniper. They are a specialist role. Hex could come up from the side of Freaky, though. They only have a minute remaining to really push in and eliminate the other 4. Here comes Absent-Minded Prof. Starting to get into the pants line of sight. Down they go. 40 seconds remaining. Freaky's got a lot of ground to cover to at least combat with somebody here. Down goes Lipinski, only a down though, able to get that call out. Smoke up and over, gonna give a position away, but it is 15 seconds remaining anyways. The smokes are pretty close, but they are basically on top of each other. And Mobster is gonna win out on that battle with the call out, as we heard, just briefly as Lipinski was able to see something coming up around that corner. And obviously the scores here, the kill scores, are looking a little bit skewed on the Animal House side, with 2 not scoring anything yet. While on the opposite side with Pantheon, they're kind of spread out all around between 2 as well. So Animal House are gonna finally cut that momentum down, but we are gonna see 1 person drop here, so like might get a quick swap out or be dealing with a technical issue. Yeah, there's a couple dropping out now. So, DM, they're doing a 10-minute timeout. We'll be back at 9:50 Eastern here. And yeah, there's a round reset as we needed. So we will be back momentarily. Alrighty, everybody is back in. We're a couple minutes prior to the official timeout ending point, so we should be starting round planning up here and getting back into it. We're completing round 3 here, so I'll get the predictions out here as well. Just have not pulled that up, so till now. And let's see. Yeah, should be starting back up here in a second here. Looking at the stats for the overall historical matchup. Bazaar was played 2 times between both teams in the last few weeks. It's like they're 50-50 on winning that though. Cargo is still on the table. Pantheon has not done well compared to Animal House, and that's kind of Animal House's map though. It's kind of where I would expect to go for next round, or maybe even Quarantine, because Pantheon has not won that historically against Animal House as well. And everything else is just played one time and won it or lost it against each other, so relatively even on the rest of those maps. So kind of thinking we're going to Cargo or Quarantine next round. Looks like everybody is back and good to go. I think we were here in Duel saying there was some headset issues earlier. Don't get too peeky is some great advice here, considering that Animal House is going to be looking with the sniper rifles here that we've seen coming out. Did I see the drone? No, it's a bird. I thought I saw the drone come out, but unless they trained the birds, that's not happening. Can you imagine Onward carrier pigeons? Onward drone pigeons. Fly overhead, drop a grenade, so to speak. Alright, here we go. Duel is going to be starting to cover in a little bit more of a tucked back position. Oh, they're going to pull off in the end, as of course they start talking about it. Onward timing. Ant's really trying to dance around here. Look for little peeky kind of angles where if shots are going to come out, but I'm not going to hear or see anything just yet. Hex may be a little bit loud for Jeremiah though. Be able to get this call out. So you're going to be able to hear anything from our perspective, which is not the true perspective of everything. We are just a floating camera. They may have a different perspective than we do. I don't hear anything other right now, but look at this, look at this.
-1 in the middle.
It's the -1, but Jester's gonna be coming around, it looks like, second, trying to at least ensure nobody is coming up the middle. As Pants is getting a little bit out in the open as well. Freak 8, ooh! Onward timing. Shoulder to shoulder. All they had to do was look in the opposite direction and they would have seen each other. There goes another. Animal House is starting to cut down Pantheon one by one, which is what they need to be able to tie this up into a 2v2. Let's come back over here on freaking Pants dancing around still. Frag grenade, love hearing them. Didn't connect with anything though, unfortunately. Down goes Freak, Professor as well! And all of a sudden, just like that, in 5 seconds, Animal House just annihilates the rest of Pantheon. Just clearly taking that dominant stance all the way into the helicopter. Wonderful play. Wonderful play. The coordination of the teams pushing in together is the exact thing you would expect from a top tier player, as they are currently number 2 in the league for NA. Albeit, I don't think they like longer range maps, except for this one, because you kind of get a little bit of a mix of both. Compared to maybe like Downfall, where it's usually long range until you're directly on top of the uplink. And then Snow Peak, we can go in or out, and this guy good. Yeah. Some people don't like the particular uplinks in there, so I can see why they would want to ban that. But very nicely done, very nicely executed in there. I'm sure we'll be seeing that play coming out again in the next coming weeks here, as we are going to be getting into the semifinals shortly. Moving on to the container uplink. High fives going out all around here. We are in round number 5 as Pants gets ready to go a little bit late there. We're getting set up with Lipinski holding in the center and Wicked Hex taking the northern side, which is going to be where we're going to start seeing some of this action here. I think Hex is going to be looking for a cross angle peek in this particular spot. Might find something if they look through the little gap. They might see Freaka here. Yep, they do, and down they go.
One outside tank. One outside tank. They spawn quick. They're already up on me.
Flashbang's not going to be effective, as we see Duel pulling all the way off and trying to find the cross angle onto Hex. Kind of see there. Yeah, here they come fully charging in. They got to get this flashbang up and over right now. Dolly up, there it goes, and Hex goes down with being blind. So we're 1-for-1 trade out here. Lipinski coming in on the opposite side. Just gonna hold a bit of a later angle on the approach in. Don't want to ignore the rest of the map though. Look at this all the way in the southeast.
No, that's a drone kill.
Alright, the drone was deployed there. You see Daniel off in the distance as well, but they are not looking the right direction. Jeremiah is going to probably get this kill here, as Daniel's not looking for a southern approach after everybody has been called out coming in on the north. I'm expecting Daniel to move a little bit more, because he has just crossed the whole long way out.
That's southwest.
Yeah, and there's the call out they were missing. Daniel is absolutely pinned down. They're basically going to have to just drop a smoke grenade here, but it doesn't look like they have a smoke. They have a frag grenade. Yeah, and that was a good rebound shot overall,
Got him,
but
got him.
not really what we're looking for here. There goes Duel.
Okay.
But that doesn't really help out Daniel. See Jester going trading out with Mobster, but Jester does remain the sole winner of that fight. With Lipinski around the corner, able to get this double tap here, but Daniel's got to really worry about their back still. There's really not...
Lappy, eyes on uplink.
There's really not a great way for Daniels to get out of there. Yeah, as we can just see, they do get downed, but it wasn't from the angle we're initially expecting. There's a revive from Lipinski. Are they going to confirm gesture? Yeah, of course they do.
Daniel, watch objective if you can.
Horse warrior.
Watch objective, watch objective.
All right, we're going to get settled in here as we got a 3v2, and they know they were coming in from the south with only a minute remaining. So you have a little bit of ground to cover, but at least Maps and Minded Prof is going to have a little bit of that cover from the oil tanks here. The problem is that they still have open ground to really cover, with all three now watching uplink. Any little bit of a peak here is going to make this an even fight, but they only have 40 seconds remaining to get pushed in. They have to start getting the double kills to really kind of even this out. Is Daniel's going to peek out a little bit more? No. The discipline from their side is going to be crucial, and we can see on the mini map, Jeremiah's got a lot of ground to cover in 20 seconds as well. The single fire versus a PKM is not going to do it. Jeremiah's got 15 seconds here, and they are out in the open. Trade out, and not going to happen. Animal House is going to take the lead with a 3v2.
Give me a hug. Give me a hug.
Alright, so we got 4s on the board for Animal House, and some kills starting to come in on the opposite side here. Really just got to watch this time here. I kind of said it a few times. There really isn't much time to kind of do these longer flanks. They really just got to keep moving and kind of make a little bit more of a direct route in. We've seen Animal House do a handful of flanks, but they really haven't been too far out. They've really been more on the defending side, which gives them the time advantage. But Pantheon has done the wider, longer range approaches. So we just saw it was sending 2 all the way out and around the map. When you don't have the time to really kind of flex that, it makes it a little bit more difficult to execute overall. Here is round number 6. We got a quick spawn. And look at this, we got a good widespread on defense, with half the team kind of holding back on Animal House, getting set up for, again, a longer range kind of approach. But this isn't gonna lend to a coordinated push all at once, I think. We already see Freak has got somebody identified here between Daniels or Pants, maybe both. Flashbang comes out and around, and not going to contact them though. The C4 going off as well, as we saw in previous kill with the C4, and doesn't connect there, but we do get a good little ragdoll action on the cliff side there. Now Freak
Yeah, I just got one to the right of where I was.
listens a little bit closer. Lobster's around that corner. Kinda see, yeah, we can see it here. They do have the angle to kill.
They got one at the rock of... We're at 3:35.
Now, as we can kind of hear as well, they are keeping it a little bit more of an eye on the time there, and down goes Freaky, which is a good kill for them as they are the aggressor on this particular position. But Absent-Minded Prof is now coming in under the western side of the building, it looks like. Getting a little bit of a glimpse there. See, make sure nobody's going to be coming in through there. Mobster is now looking for Freaky as well, where they previously were, instead of going towards the uplink with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, trying to just clear out what they thought was a position, and it ends up getting them killed in the end, which is not good for Animal House here. A 2v3 with one in the distance and one coming on uplink.
Got it.
Now it's a 2v2, 2 minutes remaining.
I think one's on that white wall still.
That is a good call out. White wall is still there, but Absent-Minded Prof is also able to look and see. Oh, there goes down Duel, and now this is going to leave the uplink entirely open. Absent-Minded Prof is going to have to double back and get out of the building to ensure that Pants doesn't get this cap here, but look at that! As the flashbang comes in, it is too late. Pants gets the cap here. And that is going to put Animal House at a 5-2, maintaining their lead that they usually like to on the opening map. This is a big way to throw them ahead in points as well, in case they even do lose the match. Which, since we're going into Animal House's map choice, it does give them a little bit more of a strength pick. Where are we going is the question. Was my prediction of the two correct? I think they're still deciding ultimately, even out of Cloudy, because the new one has not come back up yet. Where do you think we're going? Alright, let's see. Oh! Something I wasn't expecting here. Something I was not expecting at all. You're in Shipyard. And we are starting in at the crane. Well, that's a way to start off on Shipyard. Where are their stats on this? Yeah, they played it 3 times throughout the 14 weeks we've been here. They've won it all 3 times. But Quarantine Day is their 2nd strongest map. Alright. Guess they're feeling comfy on Shipyard. sure we're gonna see some flanking positions here kind of way out. Like there's no reason to stick directly on the uplink when you've got some good angles between the ship and getting out of the center house in an unexpected timing, or all the way, actually you can go all the way in the back on the eastern containers. You could get back there. A little risky to in case you fall though. Everybody's in. We should start momentarily here. Alright, here we go. Round number 1. Starting out on the crane. The spirits are pretty good for Pantheon overall, though. So we'll see Freaky with the C4, the TAR 21.
Yes.
Did you just give our position up? Ah, classic. Where is the C4 going? Where's the C4 going? Got plenty of time, as we said earlier, to get into some good flanking positions here. Freaky is coming up and over. The C4 is probably going to come this way as well. Lots of action going on from Daniel in the middle. It's going to leave Pantheon with a -1 to start off here. C4 all the way in the back, not going to be effective there. Pants now very aware of where that came from. Yeah, there's the call out from Hex, actually. One up top. They're going to start looking that way, make sure nobody's coming in from behind, but I don't know, they gotta figure out how to deal with them, but I think the entire team is gonna end up burning some time there for it.
Center of dead. Pants
comes up with a nice little stairway rush kill and gets them out of the way. And there's a down and a kill here, so this is gonna really put Animal House into a bit of a stretch. They have to figure out how to get the revival here, and also now deal with Duel coming around the corner through a smoke, and there's the refrag with the 249 from Daniel, but Apps Mind a Prof around the corner, and they are not prepared for it with the SKS to the chest. That is gonna hurt a little bit. Jeremiah is the sole defender on the uplink now. Immediately on, at least. Absent-minded is going to probably come up in the back here momentarily, but they grab? Yeah, it looks like they grabbed their gun. That's a great little idea here, considering that Animal House, they don't have the other players to be confused by. So Revive is going to come out here from Lipinski. Could you actually see? Yeah, you could lay down and see a little bit in the distance here. You probably aren't going to get a good angle ultimately, though.
Okay.
There's still a guy on that. Way to get down. Third story.
The stairs are a vulnerable place to stay in the open for, considering the angles you have in front of you there, but with the current 2v2 situation.
One's on OBJ.
Good ears and a call out there.
Okay, he's on the south corner wall near a semi truck in the middle of the road on courtyard. I can explain it. He's on the southwest corner wall where there's a dead body. He's on the inside.
Good communication there ultimately after not knowing exactly how to portray that. That was a keen little piece of information to call out Jeremiah's position there. at a small angle here. Lipinski might be in a little bit more trouble coming in here, though. Ooh, a little bit of a glimpse there. I don't think the Prof was going to get that shot, even if they tried with how quick that angle was. But now, look at that! Pulling in really the same angle, but just expanded out a little bit more, strafe to the left. Now makes us a... Alright, we're in a 1v1 now with Absent and Prof in the lesser angle here. And Pants is trying to get them to shoot to try to figure out exactly where they are, but this headshot might come out real quick here. If they had any utility left over, that would be the time to use it, but I don't think they do. Oh, the double back. They probably heard the sounds there. Woo! Barely missed that shoulder. And a quick drop down is going to make this a little bit more of a complicated fight here for Prof. This is... Oh, and there they go with the headshot, wrapping up round 1 with 50 seconds remaining. Lots of little dancing work out of Pants to try to get that kill on that angle. So might be seeing a little bit of a different ball game than usual out of Animal House with Shipyard here. Able to pick up where they kind of were left at with a 2v3 and make it into a 2v2 and down to a 1v1 in the end. And kind of reestablish where they needed to go and where the defenders were sitting in pretty good distance and also in sound. We heard Lipinski trying to portray where exactly one was sitting on the corner. The southwest corner was, I think, the call out that they needed to get out to make that communication effective. And really, you only have 4 corners to work with there anyways in cardinal direction, so it makes sense to say, hey, southwest, northwest, within that particular square. But I guess, how do you describe which set of containers if somebody were to drop down where Pants was and kind of hold off in a bit of a farther angle, like, what do you say, 2nd floor of the containers, for, or 3rd floor red container or something? Communication is key on this one with those angles. Following along on the team captain here for a quick moment. And for angle on the truck, they're gonna have to keep an eye on the above as well. Tool is around the corner, so
-1.
Where was he?
On the top floor.
top floor there. But look at this, Duel and Lipinski side by side. I think Lipinski might actually take the bolder move here. Oh, they tried to trade out in the end, but
Killed one.
I think the aggression could have been used there and actually taken advantage of, like a quick pop around the corner and come back to where you're holding. Down goes Wicked Hex, who was laying on the floor in the blue room, and Daniel can't see this angle. But
Alright, I'm gonna come back out.
they may be able to see if Free K comes around to the left. Oh, they're gonna come back down and around, they said so. Duel didn't have to really worry about one particular angle. They had to worry about Pants, though, who does like these top containers. So Animal House now defending with a 2v3. And they really don't have somebody sitting directly on uplink. They're on the opposite sides of it. Oh, got somebody close by. There goes down. It's a 2v2 thanks to Daniel with the PKM. But yeah, this crash is gonna have to take place here, and it's gonna give Daniel a little bit more exposure. And there goes the kills. We were just talking about Freaky getting that final double tap here. Mobs are out in the open as well, trying to move when they had a great viewpoint from at least 2/3 of the approaches in. So that's going to tie it up. Maybe that cuts down Animal House's momentum and aggression that Pantheon has been needing to kind of deal with. They've been moving quite differently here compared to what we saw on Abandoned. So far, predictions seem to be favoring Pantheon. No, I'm sorry, Animal House here. And it's 7-1. Well, Pantheon wins this. Somebody's getting a good set of points. Cast your votes here. We got a few more minutes behind that. Let's see how the defense is feeling after winning that one and kind of cutting down that aggression. Hearing the distance lapse there.
Okay, yeah, if I'm freaking.
You earn the privilege to say it if you kill somebody.
Okay.
Spirits are good nonetheless.
That's cool, the oil moves.
Pants and Wicked Hex are charging all up in here, and a small angle for Pants, but not going to connect ultimately here. Duel is going to get flash. I think, did Freaka get caught with that too? Take it off! What just happened there? They passed right on over. I think they were looking for Freak instead. Oh, and the C4 barely misses. They come around the corner. Oh no, and freaking decides to turn their back on Pants in the end. Okay, now strafing to look for that particular angle. Not gonna find anything there just yet. Take a look at the defense here with how they're set up here. 2 in the bottom and 1 up top. So one in the bottom is moving around a little bit more though. Really not taking advantage of the cover. Trying to get an earlier angle, it looks like. I don't know if we're gonna find anything too well on this particular spot though. You see the laser from Wicked Hex here. Last I knew, you could shoot through this. Last I knew, at least. I don't know if you could make it through 2, especially with the ricochet, but I know you can shoot through the 1. And down goes Jester with Pants still getting the domination here and kills. Oh, we had a disconnected Pantheon as well.
Throw util. Let's throw util.
Push it.
This kill count is going to be accurate, but
No fucking way! I got him through the smoke!
Jeremiah goes down as Pants knew exactly where their last position was to that smoke. It looks like we might be waiting on the one here momentarily. They are 8-1 right now. 8-1. So getting some big kills out here in that particular approach. Are they going to be able to maintain that kind of a kill streak with defense? They are pretty aggressive here ultimately. Maybe they can get in front in the center, or at least onto the ship in the back, and they're able to get some kills crossing in on the approach. But we'll see how that particular theory goes. Duel is back in here. I know they were having some headset issues earlier, so it's good news to see. Alright, predictions are wrapping up here as I am able to see them in time. 2 minutes remaining. Favor is still showing Animal House with 7.5 to 1.
Right side.
We might see the one hang back here. Pants, yeah, going up top. Let's throw into... Down goes one. All the way in the back due to that aggression. We can see Daniel getting taken out in return by Duel, though. Yeah, you can see the angle they were holding right in here on the side. It was very good aggression to at least get one knocked out early.
Yeah, there's one on objective building.
South side. South side AC, the big block.
One on top of the objective building, and then we get the double tap in communication from Duel showing that it is indeed on the south side there. You can see here, look at this. Wicked Hex is around the corner of Flashbang up and over. I know they flew one earlier. Jeremiah is actually where I was calling out, where I thought Pants was going to go in the end. But it's not really going to help from a defense standpoint there. Oh, and there's a strong kill there. Pants is out of commission. They are going to be now in a 4v3. Oh, a trade, but Hex leaving the comms up and open. Down they go ultimately with an M16 and a trade out. After all of that effort, it's now a 2v2 with absent-minded Prof around the corner from Lipinski. Pretty sure Duel recognizes this is not friendly either. There's my hole in the ceiling.
Center building, I mean.
We can see absent-minded and just not able to win with that burst compared to Mobster taking that in onto the uplink. Kind of a bold move to go in alone with the kill counts here, but if it worked out, they would have been on the uplink and able to cap it. So we can see Lipinski was still kind of trapped out in the distance there with Duel nearby. And they're opting to take the time to go all the way through the tunnels and come back around. So we're going to check in on them a bit later here. Duel's got 3 minutes to figure out how they want to approach this. Especially as Mobster is giving him a little bit of a love tap with some lead to the shoulder. Now Lipinski's here to back up Mobster on the approach into the warehouse. I'm sure they've already communicated the fact that they are on the eastern alley approach. Lipinski's gonna be able to hear this in a second, I think. We certainly can. So here's the turnaround. Lipinski gets shot in the back by Mobster as they call it out, and because of that mistake, Pantheon is going to take the round. Oh, that was not the expected way to crash into the uplink building. What a critical time and mistake there was there. I am sure they are discussing that in the tent right now and going, what just happened? Because that obviously was a little bit confusing if you're in the first person perspective there. Because Duel's coming around the corner, you die, I should say die, you go down from your teammate at nearly the same time. Ooh. Alright, time to move on. We are on the eastern uplink. And I think this is honestly the hardest one to attack, because you can go to into the crane, go into the boat. The boats give you lots of cover to approach in, but wider angles to look in on as well. But with this, you really just kind of have to ultimately funnel in the last few meters of the map. And it's not necessarily an easy place to get into because of that.
What happened? He TK'd his teammate as I was about to run in, so then he took out his syringe and ran towards my direction.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened, and they are going to celebrate that win. Round number 5, Pantheon on the defense. Jester's gonna hold this particular angle, just kind of keeping a lower profile. See if anybody comes through. Mobster might. Mobster might. So Mine Prof is gonna have a little bit of an angle here as well. Down goes Freaky, which is gonna at least eliminate the C4 there.
I got second center building.
I'm gonna call that a trade out in the end of it all. Player count wise though, with flashbang, ooh, from Pants all the way up and over here real quick. Pants does like the ship side containers, as we've seen before, so Jeremiah is gonna have to really watch their back as to how they defend from up here.
He's up on the top, Daniel. See if you can
As we can hear the counter callouts going on as well. Saw Duel just go down here in the center. Little bit of a hard angle to hold, in my opinion, because you're so far forward and you really don't have much of a glimpse until it's too late, and neither position really has a lot of cover or a way to pull back off of. That smoke does at least get Jeremiah out of that corner, but still leaves them up in the area. And it looks like this Pantheon is just falling apart here. We're getting picked off one by one as Animal House just clearly is taking the map over bit by bit and kill by kill. This is not looking good for Pantheon to hold the round, but at least doesn't give them the cap. Because unless they coordinate flashbangs to kind of keep them out longer, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Yeah, right on uplink, and it was just the way to defend that particular uplink, because when you're the last person there, you just gotta hold it as best you can. So Animal House, while they only have played this 3 times in the league through the season, they've really shown a different kind of a perspective than I was expecting here. I was not expecting them to be able to come in and start really clearly dominating the map as strong as they have been. And this is gonna, if they do get this next round here, which is a defense for them, and they've been strong on defense overall, this is gonna give them the match. And maybe, let me check scores real quick. The points, I think, were tied up. This might bump Pantheon down. No, I was looking at the slot below them, the Proteus and After Hours being tied for points. Pantheon is 30 points in total behind Animal House, so this might end up bumping them down into 4th, depending on how Proteus plays their match.
Grab my best.
Give you a good smoke.
And here's the quick charge up onto the ship. Vance is already injured. They have to figure out how to deal with all this now. The flashbang is not going to be as effective as they are imagining. The lasers are dialed in that direction, but Jeremiah comes all the way out and around and continues to capitalize on that chaos and holding down the angle to eliminate Pants, their strongest player on the map right now. And now lasers are trained in opposite crossing, or the opposite angles here, because you can see 2 facing this direction while we've got a couple of others facing out and off to the right. I'm sorry, excuse me, off to the left here, because Mobster's going to have this particular angle covered here. Lipinski's going to be joining and kind of being to the right, but also be floating around a little bit, and they're trying to get something in there. Down goes Freaking with a trade out. Jester definitely would have won that, though, in the end, if they had survived this. So now Pantheon have to figure out how to eliminate Lipinski on site to be able to capitalize on this and take the map. Lipinski was contemplating coming off the backside here, but I think they are wise enough to really kind of just keep flexing and not ultimately pull off in the end there. Grabbing some utility here of Freaky's body. The utilities are coming out. They're at least obscuring the approach in, but not going to do enough here. Jester could get tagged from Daniels. That Onward timing again, really lending itself to Jester to get in a little bit farther. Daniel is doing a great little pullback here to get in on the uplink. 3 minutes, 30 seconds remaining with a 3v2 in favor of Animal House. But this particular spot, if Prof maintains that angle, might be able to see Daniel. Now it's a 2v2 with what little utility is remaining here. I don't see anything on Freake's body left. They threw out at least 3 smokes on the initial approach there. Jester now going to repeat that after being shot at. The last 2 are in OBJ as called out. Question is, how do you get in there safely?
I got him.
Because just like that, you expose yourself just a little bit and you're done. And there it is. Jester pulling out into the open, going through the center up for the tractor trailer. There is not the easy way to go in. Final kill counts here. Daniel 11 and 3. Pants 9 and 3. So Animal House is going to take that, and we are going to go into a new lobby here. So we will be back just momentarily. See how quick this turns into. It's like I have a Onward bug where the menu is not operational, so I will be joining back up here as well. So the question now is, where do you go from here? Pantheon needs to try to gain some more points. So, oh, I've been putting the wrong scores up, haven't I? Let me correct that while we're here. Map number 2. This is what I get for not watching the Twitch chat as well. There we go. All right, let's see where we are going. Not seeing the lobby up yet. All right, no DM, so it doesn't look like we're going into a timeout just yet. So some excellent plays there out of Animal House overall, between Abandoned and Shipyard. Kind of leaves me wondering where we're going to go and how Pantheon's going to counter us, because they clearly need to shut down any momentum to maintain at least a few points ahead of the competition in spots number 4 and 5. Alright, well, I'll get in contact with the teams. We might be going to a timeout in the end of it here. Oh, and of course, as I say that, looks like they're just taking their time to discuss where they want to go, how they want to play this. And our final map of the night is going to be Egress. You'll be able to tell by the distinct background music for loading in before I got the map up on the board. We are almost at tally for teams already here. So egress being obviously the newer map to the game and pools, it is interesting to see the points that have been kind of coming up on the roster or the reports channel. For tonight, though, it looks like Pantheon has played it twice, won it once, and their round win rate is 54%. So nothing too strong. But on the opposite side here, so get this tab pulled back up. Animal House has played it once and won it once with 4 out of 5 rounds won. And this is their least played map. So this seems to be like a great place to kind of go to, just to say statistically they're unfamiliar with it and or they don't like to play it. And we are unfortunately not going to see another strength of Suburbia, that I was obviously out of the rotation. Round number 1, here we go. Let's see how this is going to look. Because obviously going to be going to the backside of the uplink, trying to get a little bit of a cover from the hotel in the garage. Pinsky's going down. Oh, not all the way. They're going to just hold a little bit of a... Could they actually peek underneath that? It looks like they could. Taking a quick peek over into Pants, though. They are dueling out here. They are trying to deal with a 2v1. They're successful in the first kill, but they did get a little bit of a lead tap, though, as we saw a poof of blood coming out. And at the last second, they will pull back in on this opposite side here. VRML is got the shadow advantage, I think. Yeah, I think they had the shadow and were traded out.
That's two dead.
And yet another trade out. This time, Freaky surviving it in the opposite side there. And just like that, Animal House eliminates the entirety of Pantheon in only a minute and a half, really, there. Alrighty. And I'm actually kind of wondering... There we go, okay. Lobby did not crash. It looked like it was stuck at a certain point there, but hitting a couple of buttons pops it out in the end. So, good thing we don't have a crash going on there. For the last round here. Last map, more like. Alright, so round number 2, let's focus in on Duel, where they're going to be going on the opening part here. Looks like Duel is trying to figure out where exactly to go still, based on the communications. Gotta watch both sides, left and right here. Lipinski's around the corner. Looks like they're gonna back off and into the building just in time for that, though. Oh, then they encounter Wicked Hex on the opposite, and Mops are getting up a Duel. And Lipinski's gonna make him pay for it. So, Animal House. Gonna have to figure out how to get into the uplink facility here, especially because we got some longer range rotations going on here. Pants and Daniel going the very, very long way around to try to get on the backside of the uplink. Not entirely sure where that shadow's coming from. Not gonna see anything in here from this angle just yet.
Nice one.
Nice little double tap there though. And now that makes us a quick turnaround into a 3v2 with Jeremiah way off the backside, able to at least see the uplink quite clearly. But if they need to rush in because Freaky goes down, it's over. Smokes are coming in. But oh, there goes down Jeremiah. Only a down though. But they're able to maintain security of the uplink here. The last two, as I say that for the revive effort, there is Pants and Daniel. Daniel is able to clearly see and shoot Freaky. And there they go, getting that kill. Pants actually steals the kill in the end there though. Animal House is continuing their winning streak here. And already 4-1 between Pants and Lipinski. Whereas the kills are not as strong on Pantheon side, so it's kind of interesting that they're choosing to play this particular map. Maybe it's because of the fact that we're so late in the season, they're locked into the top 8, so they can kind of get a little bit more experience in a outside of a scrim environment or outside of another league. But ultimately, this was not their strongest. It's just interesting to see a new map choice from a team where they're not as comfy, I guess is what I should say here on the map. We're not going terribly far. We're just going around the corner into the north loading dock. I don't know if loading dock's the correct term here though, because there's really no way for a truck to get in here. Somebody's got a better call up for this. Give that a shout out in chat. Because I don't know what this should be called back here, since it's not a loading dock. Maybe north dumpster?
Alright, play up top here. Push up through gas station. Just play aggressive.
Daniel looking for the southeast there, but oh!
One down, they got north spawn.
Quick kill out of Lipinski with the TAR 21. North spawn is called out, so that means everybody can kind of, well, it's actually a south spawn, not a north spawn. But everybody can kind of readjust to where they are going now as a defensive standpoint.
Middle street, middle street.
Dude, that is not even true.
Alright.
Down goes Pants, who was peeking out, trying to get a little bit more of a kill on the street side here. Not going to really be too effective as we see here. Lipinski is battling out with Jeremiah and Wicked Hex. All and Daniel all at the same time here. Jeremiah is getting tag teamed by 3 at the same time here, but Freak is going to come out and make Daniel pay. Are they going to make Wicked go down as well? the smoke's there. Maybe emergency smoke was good there. Nope. Wicked is going to trade
I flashed him. He's running towards
some out in the end here, and the call out's gonna be good. Plink, the knife. Now let's pop over to Jester, who is the sole Pantheon remaining, as they are coming in.
Fuck you on that.
No, they're not, as they clearly just said. They're not coming in on the uplink. Good map awareness position here to peek out through, though. Here comes Lipinski. Unfortunately, all that ducking and weaving doesn't seem to have actually connected anywhere. Maybe if they stood all the way in the back, they might be able to get a pixel headshot, but they're obviously worried about aggression in here now, but now they're going to be moving. And usually moving is kind of when you start getting a little bit more risky on if you're going to die or not. Let's take a quick peek over here. Lipinski's perspective of that particular angle. Yeah, very small gap to hit from. All angles are covered, and just by putting two people nearby each other, even on this particular uplink. See, we're grabbing some flashbangs. 3 minutes remaining. They have plenty of time to figure out how they want to approach us. Maybe kind of double back and around, even though the time between engagements would give away they're doing just that, but it could be the way to go here. If smoke is going to go, oh, I thought it was a smoke. It looked like a smoke, at least in his hand in the last second there. That was the flashbang he picked up, though. Not going to be very effective. They're also farther out here. Wicked Hex just turn around. Oh, and they weave and they don't go. They don't get the kill. And Jester has a celebration dance after taking out a quick duo there and putting Animal House in their place in this particular uplink. Wonderful tactic to at least engage, maybe weaken Lipinski, and figure out how they want to approach it. The body there, even though the death hurt them ultimately for kill counts because it's just a trade out, the body at least gave the ability to rummage through for the utility that was needed. So I guess in this case the death was a win in that regard. So Animal House has been very clearly in charge on the Marsoc side. He's now going to have to face this uplink as well. And there's really not many ways to get in without being kind of like cornered. So I'm interested to see how they're actually going to approach this. Flashlights coming out from Jeremiah. Looks like we might, and a Molotov.
Dirty footprints. Dirty motherfuckers need to wash your shoes.
Yeah, somebody needs to wash their shoes quite clearly there. Uh-oh.
What the fuck?
That doesn't appear to be fully solid. Does that work? Oh, looks, this thing still work. Ooh. A sneaky little thing there. Lots of setup going on here, and we're gonna have to pop back in on this particular position in a minute, but Daniels is coming around the corner. Further exchanges from Pants and Freak. Freak gets a double real good there. Nice and clean kills at that point in time, but that C4 did not connect with what they wanted, but it does deny them the ability to come down the stairs. They just barely get the frag grenade around the corner. This is a great little pinpoint there. Oh, is that a friendly? No, it is not. That I think surprised. No, he's not friendly. That was a bit of a surprise there as well, I think too. Daniel. Oh. These are the little skirmishes that make the matches worth it. Those little encounters are phenomenal to be able to see, and see the raw reactions when you have no idea who's around the corner or what's going on, and you start going, hey, are you friendly? And maybe you actually get a little bit of psychological warfare by going, yeah, friendly, friendly, friendly. So reading the code out, or a fake code at least, does work too. So that is the little niche that some people have picked up, where the game can change in a heartbeat. All right, Pantheon is in capping perspective. They are able to cap us and take the map. But even if they lose it and they just do a quick round trade out to make it a 3v3 in points, that could actually put them back into the capping position again with a cap on potential cap on 3, which would help them out point wise. Wicked's gonna have to watch around the corner here. They are gonna get some contact shortly. Pinsky, there's no windows over here. Thought there were windows on this side, but Freak could take this either way. Go around the corner for Hex, or go for Pants with the frag grenade. Do they have a frag grenade on them? Nope, does not look like it. First kill is going to be Jeremiah, though, only downing Daniel.
Downed one, can I confirm? He's near.
And that makes Freak a little bit more maybe freaked out that Pants is up here. Dare I say it? Have to watch coming around the corner here. Yeah, you can hear those footsteps.
You don't rat me, alright?
Alright, you're not in my body, okay.
You're not in my body. Okay, yep.
Dude, you fucking...
Down goes Daniel with Jester around the corner as well, who could have gotten that revive, but that would have been, wrong side. What am I thinking? Jester's on the other side. But they are going to take some utility. That gun actually would have been handy there, too. Freak is inside the hotel. Really love smoking doorways. Based on what we've seen in Abandoned. Mobster does get a quick tag on them. Oh, and the frag grenade comes out from Jeremiah to get through the door right at the last second as Mobster comes around, and oh, Wicked Hex is gonna get a double, and the end of it all, Duel shuts down with the triple potential there, and Hilpinski's around the corner. Duel cannot cap from there, and down they go, making this a 3-2 now. Their first time leading Animal House in a while. What a wonderful little bit of chaos there. Starting off with Mobster getting the kill on Freaky, but the frag grenade in the end does kill them and does open up the doorway for Wicked Hex to get through and get that double. If they did get duel, that would have at least shut down the round and put it into Animal House's hands again. But now, Animal House really hasn't tried for a cap yet on here. Now I'm kind of wondering if they had the opportunity earlier, if they could have actually done that. Because we really can't get a cap easily in this room. If you come behind the sofas, yeah, you could, but they're guaranteed to be sticking around in the bar here. Guaranteed to be sticking around the bar in here.
But you're right there, Jeremiah.
Dude, you dropped something. Oh, dude, you dropped behind the couch, you fucking moron.
Wonderful.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, there we go.
Oh.
All right, so everybody, as we can see, is sticking in here, with the exception of one. We do have a laser dialing in on this direction. You can see the surrounding spread that Animal House has gotten here. So you are going to send two in the back, maybe all the way up through the, as I called it, north
One, I'm rotating.
loading dock earlier. That does eliminate one of the strong players. See mops around the corner here as well. Guaranteed they heard those footsteps. Guaranteed. Oh no! And they don't look and see the right angle. They didn't look at the dumpster, and that's gonna really hurt Animal House coming in on this. Off doing a little bit of a dance around the corner here. We are still at a 5 now to 1. Oh,
We got one.
4. Smoke from Pants here is gonna at least give a little bit of an audio cover, but with 351 in a 1v4 scenario on your assumed last round, what are you thinking? How do you want to prevent getting tagged in on such an open doorway here? Duel is gonna they're gonna cross through the other side. Prof does get a quick little peek there. Doesn't actually nail Pants though, which is now going to show that they're going to have to come in through the other door. They can't come in through the left. Prof knows exactly what's going to happen there, and down they go. Pantheon takes map number 3. And while it doesn't actually give them the match, this is going to help them at least maintain some of the points there, because they are going to go up a 2-2-4. So they have a total of 8 points there. It's 11 o'clock. Did I do that math right? Yeah, I did. But compared to the 11, it should at least help prevent a little bit of a stop, or it should help give them a stopgap in dropping down that ladder. Words. I can speak them. Alright, well, that is it for tonight. Thanks for stopping on by here, and thanks for sticking through some technical issues as we saw earlier on Abandoned. And I guess we'll just leave it at have a good night because it's 11 o'clock. And my brain is obviously starting to fail with English. So talk to you guys later. Have a